What's going on, guys? Ryan Nelson here, and I wanted to share with you a couple of my microphone setups that I use in different scenarios. I have gone through quite a few different microphones in the past few years trying to figure out which setups work best for me, so I kind of want to maybe help save you some of that trouble and trying to figure out what works best in your scenario. So I'm going to share with you the microphones that I have and what scenarios that I use them in. Now, if you're curious about the technical specs of any of these microphones I'm going to talk about, I have links down below in the description. So if you want to open those up and follow along as I'm talking about these mics, it's down there. So let's dive right in, and I'll start off with the first microphone that I bought, which is the Sennheiser NKE 600. I know that's going to sound like I said NKE, but it's M as in Michael. MKE 600. And then I bought this microphone because I tend to do a lot of these talking head pieces, work in studio a lot. So this is a great microphone for working on a boom. Just set this, kind of set it and forget it. I'll put it on a boom arm. I'll make it like just above frame. So I get that really nice and close. Point that kind of directly. Actually, the tip is to point it more like at your chest, because you'll get that deeper bassy tones, and you probably just heard me hit my lav mic. So the reason I bought this, like I said, is because I was doing a lot of talking head pieces, and this seemed like the logical mic to have, and it is. The one drawback to this is filming in the summer here in Phoenix. I don't turn the AC off when I film in the summer here because, you know, when it's 110 degrees plus, you don't turn the AC off. You don't do it. And this thing just tends to pick up a lot of that background AC noise, especially since it's farther away from me. I gotta turn the levels up a little bit. So it is picking that up in the background. Sometimes it can be distracting. I have noticed it does add a little weird high-pitched ring in the back, even when I try to take that out. So that is something to be aware of. So after using that, I started filming outside a little bit more, recording audio outside, and I was trying to use this as a vlogging mic. And as you can tell, it's quite long, and it was rather obtrusive. By the way, if you were wondering what this is so I can plug it straight into my Canon camera. It's got the 1/8 inch. It's just a little XLR 90-degree plug that I bought off Amazon. And then I used, I think, from a Pocket Wizard, a little 1/8 inch plug, the mono plug. So I do have to go change the audio to run both channels in post-production, but you know what? It works. It was cheap and it works. So that's what that is, in case you were wondering. So from there, like I said, I was shooting more outside. So I wanted to get a smaller mic, something that was more portable, easier for vlogging. And surprise, surprise, I ended up with a Rode shotgun microphone for vlogging. Rode Video Mic Pro. It's not the Pro Plus. I find that the Pro works great if you're really bad at turning it off. The good thing is the battery. Okay, I haven't used this in probably shouldn't tell you this, but I probably haven't used this in over a year. Battery still works. So the battery, the 9-volt battery in here lasts a long time. If you've looked into this, you know that 9-volt battery is probably hard to change, which it is, because the door is like in here. It's in there. Now, the Rode shotgun microphones are kind of a gold standard for vloggers and on-the-go run-and-gun filmers. This thing has been kind of bulletproof. I've dropped it many times. Camera has landed on it many times. If you notice, I'm missing one of the buttons on the back, but I can still change that if I reach in there and switch it. But if you're gonna be doing a lot of run and gun work, if you're gonna be doing a lot of vlogging, this is a really good go-to setup. The one problem with it is it's just big and it's bulky and it's on the top of your camera and it's always shaking around, which it doesn't come through the audio, but it is kind of big and bulky and not very inconspicuous when you have this mounted to the top of your camera. People know you're vlogging. And if they don't know, they just want to pet this. Do you want to touch it? Do you want to touch it? Do you want to pet it? Pet it. Just pet it. Yeah, just pet it like that. So anyway, good microphone. Battery lasts a long time, but when you do have to change the battery, kind of a pain. So from there, I started doing work where I wanted to get a little bit farther away from the camera. I wanted to back up a little bit, do wider shots. So I was like, you know what? Let me try one of these Rode Link systems. It's a wireless lav mic system, so you got your transmitter, your receiver, and let me try that out and see how that does. And it does what it's supposed to do. It's a wireless lav system. It works wonderful. However, these body packs are, well, that's the receiver. This body pack is quite large. So I guess the reason I did buy these is because I was doing some stretching videos. I was videoing somebody doing stretching poses, instructional videos, and this gets in the way a little bit when you're trying to, you know, roll around on the ground and do different stretches. So from there, I decided to try out the Rode Wireless Go system, which I'm actually currently recording the sound on right now. So that's much smaller. Yes, much smaller. Now, one downside of using the lav mic for vlogging is if you're out with other people and you flip that camera around and you want to get what they're saying, it's going to be a lot quieter than if you have the shotgun mic on top, which records audio from wherever the camera is pointing. This is mostly getting you and whoever may be standing right next to you. Everything else really does fall off in the background. So big advantage for it in the city is you're really getting your voice and not a lot of the city background. The downside is if you have other people you want to get, they really have to be standing kind of right next to you. So on these wireless systems, there's definitely an advantage to this system. If you are filming an event or a wedding or something, you're going to be a little bit farther away. This Rode Link system does have a much longer range than the Rode Go. The Rode Go is great if you have a line of sight. It actually does make a difference if you put this on the front pocket versus the back pocket, depending on where your talent or your subject is going to be in relation to the camera. With the Rode Go, you can be pretty close, and if you lose line of sight, you may lose audio. I haven't had that much trouble with it. Sometimes when I do the wider shots, I'll be maybe 30, 40 feet away from the camera, and I haven't really had any trouble. I did notice, when was that? I don't know, but one time recently, it did cut out for like half a second. Luckily, it was a little bit of audio that I didn't need. So, both of these wireless systems are pretty darn good. Like I said, if you're shooting an event, you're gonna be quite a distance from who you have mic'd up. This is a good system. If you're gonna be pretty close and you need something smaller, lighter, easier to conceal, go with the Rode Wireless Go. I promise this isn't an ad for Rode. I have several Rode microphones, like three of them. So another piece of audio equipment that you may want to pick up, I really enjoy using this, it comes in very handy, is the Zoom H4n, or you can get the Tascam DR40. They're roughly about the same. I prefer the H4n just because it feels more well built. It doesn't feel like a cheap plastic toy. It's a little bit easier to use in some regards, and you do have an 1/8 inch external mic plug on the back of this one versus having to get an XLR adapter. So what do I use this thing for? I use it sometimes if I just want to record audio bits, if I'm doing voiceovers. I just plug the mic straight into this, I record it. I use this for recording sound effects. Sometimes if I'm just out in the wild and I just want to grab sound effects, I don't really want to lug my camera and my mics and all my audio equipment with me. I'll just take this with me. It's pretty light, it's pretty compact. You can get a little wind muff for it, so it, knocks down on the wind. So the built-in microphones on here are pretty nice. Another good thing to use this for, if you just want to get into podcasting, this is a pretty inexpensive audio recorder. You can buy nicer mics, plug that in the future. It's kind of modular. There is a way to plug your phone up to this. I actually haven't done that, but I believe my friend Javier has done a tutorial video on how to hook your phone up to this. I'll link that up here if I find that. So look for that video. Hopefully it's up here. Right up here. All right, so what is like my personal go-to microphone setup? Usually it is the wired lav mic into the Rode Wireless Go setup. It's small, it's portable, it's easy to set up. It's very inconspicuous if you're out vlogging or you're out, you want to do audio out on location. You don't have to have this big monstrosity flopping around on the top of your camera. All you have is just the receiver and a little red cord. I mean, this is the transmitter, but you get the idea. Receiver is the same size. That is kind of my go-to. I love how inconspicuous it is. It's nice, small, it's light, it's compact. I really enjoyed the Wireless Go. Like I said, if you want to do really long shots or if you're gonna have a lot of stuff in the way between the transmitter and the receiver, go with the Rode Link. A little bigger, but still kind of unobtrusive. The nice thing about this, like I said, if I wanted to move this camera to the other side of the room, you would still be able to hear me pretty nice and clear, as to where if I had the shotgun microphone up there, you're probably just getting a ton of reverberation and I sound like I'm on the other side of the room, because I am. And you're probably also hearing the air conditioner. So those are my microphone setups. If you've made it this far, let me know what you think. Put that down in the comments. I hope I did not bore you too much. I mean, they're nice, they're mics. This is what I use them for. I wanted to share that with you. So do me a big favor, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button down there. If you don't like this video and you're still watching it, why? Hit that thumbs down and tell me why you're still watching it, because you've obviously found something useful. Anyway, hit that thumbs up button down there if you like this video. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time.